Hey everyone, so you want to dive into a Dungeons and Dragons adventure, but maybe your schedules don't line up or you just can't get a group together? I totally get it. Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to walk through how to command your very own solo D&D combat. It's time to become a one-person army. Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, there's a fundamental truth you just have to accept right from the get-go in solo D&D. You will always be outnumbered. It's a given. Your enemies are going to have more actions, more attacks, more everything. But listen, don't let that freak you out. That's not a bug, it's a feature. It's what makes solo play such an awesome puzzle of strategy. To actually succeed as a lone warrior, you need way more than just a big axe and a good suit of armor. You've got to adopt a whole different mindset. It's a way of thinking that lets you see the entire battlefield and really understand the war you're actually fighting.
And that brings us to the absolute heart of solo D&D, the action economy war. Think about it this way. Victory isn't about just trading punches until someone falls over. It's a battle of turns. Every single round, you get one set of actions. But your enemies, they might have 2, 3, maybe even 4 sets combined. Winning means you have to play smart. You have to manipulate the battlefield to deny them their actions.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, and maybe a little weird. Solo play has this paradox right at its core. You have to wear 2 hats at all times. First, you're the valiant champion, right? You're in the thick of it, feeling the desperation of the fight. But at the exact same time, you are also the merciless adversary. You're the cold, calculating mind moving the monsters on the board. Learning to balance these 2 roles, that's the real secret to an amazing solo experience. So, with that whole mindset in place, how do we actually build a character who can survive this brutal action economy war? Well, let's do it. Let's forge a hero from the ground up, someone specifically designed to be self-sufficient. We're going to start with a really solid foundation. For a race, we're picking half-orc. Why? Because they're naturally tough, and their savage attacks feature makes critical hits absolutely devastating. Then we'll pair that with a fighter class. I mean, they're the masters of combat, right? This gives us heavy armor, a ton of weapon options, and skills that are just perfect for a lone wolf. And here are the stats for our hero. Let's call him Goric. We're using the standard array of scores, and as you can see, we've really prioritized 2 things: strength for hitting like a truck, and constitution for having plenty of hit points to soak up damage. He's not going to be a smooth talker, as you can see from his charisma. Nope. This guy is a martial powerhouse built to solve problems with a sharp piece of steel. Now for the features that really make him a solo machine. Dueling gives him a nice, consistent damage boost. Savage attacks from his half-orc side gives him that explosive potential on a lucky roll. But the most important one here, second wind. You guys, this is his emergency button. It's a way for him to heal up in the middle of a fight, all by himself. That is absolutely crucial. All right, let's get him geared up. With some good chainmail and a sturdy shield, Goric has a final armor class of 18. At low levels, that is incredibly hard to hit. He's not just a warrior at this point, he's basically a walking fortress. Okay, our hero is ready to go. Now, theory is one thing, but practice is where it really counts. Let's throw Goric into his first trial by combat and see how all these ideas actually play out in a real battle. So, picture this. The scene is classic D&D. A dark, damp cave, you can smell the mildew, and you hear the snarling of 2 goblins getting ready to pounce. But this time, there's no rogue hiding in the shadows, no wizard ready with a spell. It's just Goric. Him against them. The action economy is already 2 against 1. Combat kicks off with a roll for initiative. This decides who goes when. And Goric rolls high. He gets to act first. In a solo fight, getting that first strike in is a massive advantage. It's his first little victory in this whole action economy war. So Goric swings his sword, and he hits. But hang on, this is where we can really elevate the experience. We are not just accountants tracking numbers. This quote is so important. Just saying 8 damage sucks all the life and drama out of the moment. We have to turn these mechanics into a story. And this is exactly how you do it. This is the theater of the mind. Instead of just a dry report, we create this vivid image. The mechanics are like the skeleton, but our descriptions, that's the flesh and blood that brings the fight to life. The goblin isn't just -8 hit points. Its shield arm is useless, and it's probably rethinking its life choices right about now. But now it's the goblin's turn. And remember, we have to put on our merciless adversary hat. So I have them swarm him. With 2 attacks coming his way, one of them finds a chink in his armor. Oof, Gorok takes a nasty cut. The reality of being outnumbered just hit home. He's wounded, he's alone. What does he do now? This is where that smart character builds pays off. On his turn, Gorok uses his bonus action for Second Wind. And we don't just say, he regains hit points. We describe it. He grits his teeth, ignores the searing pain, and finds some deep reserve of strength. See? He's not just healing, he's showing his will to survive, all through one simple class feature. So, he survived that first brutal wave. But just surviving isn't the same as winning. To really win this thing, Gorok has to take control of the fight. He has to master the action economy. And here's the crucial tactical shift. Gorok doesn't just swing his sword again. No, he looks at the battlefield. The first goblin is already wounded, so instead of attacking, he uses his entire action to shove the healthy goblin to the ground. Now it's prone. That means it's slower and attacks against it are easier. He has just effectively neutralized one enemy for a turn, basically evening up the action economy. That's a game changer. Okay, now it's the goblin's turn again. Time to put that adversary hat back on. We have to play them fairly. They're goblins, so they aren't tactical geniuses, but they aren't stupid either. The one on the ground would have to use half its movement just to stand up. The wounded one, seeing its buddy down and this huge half-orc looking ready for more, maybe it hesitates. We make them act believably, and that's what creates a real challenge. So, with one goblin struggling to its feet and the other already hurt, Gorok has the clear advantage. He presses it. He focuses his attack on the standing goblin and finishes it off. The last one, seeing it's all over, might even just drop its weapon and run for it. By controlling the battlefield, not just hitting things, Gorok has overcome a force that should have beaten him. That, my friends, is victory. Whew, okay, that was just one small fight, but it perfectly illustrates all the core ideas of Solo D&D. So what are the big takeaways you need to remember to command your own battles? It really boils down to 3 things. 1, build for self-sufficiency. Give your character the tools they need to survive on their own. 2, control the action economy. Always be thinking tactically. How can you neutralize a threat instead of just trading blows? And 3, embrace that duality. Be the hero, live in the moment, but also be a fair and challenging opponent for yourself. We've given you the strategy, we've given you the tools. We've seen how a single, lone warrior can stand against the odds and come out on top. Now, the dice are in your hands. A blank character sheet, that's just a blank page in an epic story that hasn't been written yet. So the only question left is, what story are you going to tell?